Hello my dear friends, I hope you all are doing good. This is Prashant Mauni and welcome to StudyIQ. The date today is 29th September. Today we are going to discuss about many important topics. I'm going to cover a topic that is directly relating with your mains examination syllabus. But before moving ahead, please allow me to introduce all of you to our pen drive and tablet courses. Now, other thing is that today is the last day for the 30% discount that is available of this Navratri offer. So if you haven't got it yet, I would recommend all of you to do it as soon as possible. Give us a call on this number, or you can check out our studyiq.com website as well. Now, locate a country called Norway. You can take out time, you can pause this video, and you can scan this map that you can see on your screen. And I will introduce in a couple of minutes. I will show you where Norway is. Now, Norway, why it is in news? Because normally you don't find this country in news because this is a very quiet country. Of course, it is a developed country and it is one of the best places to live as well. Of course, there is a sort of very extreme cold weather, but then as well, it is a nice place. Anyways, the reason why it is in news is because India and Norway are going, or they have in fact signed a sort of intent, or they have made a sort of partnership initiative in terms of when it comes to health sector. It is known as Norway-India Partnership Initiative, and the period is going to be for 3 years, and of course if things goes right, then this period could be extended as well. It is going to start from 2018, and Norway has declared that it is going to support India in its national health mission. The focus area, or the focus of this thing, of this partnership, would be, remember, it is a partnership. It is not that we are going to follow Norway blindly, not at all. We are going to learn from them and they are going to learn from us as well. So this partnership is going to focus on global health issues like Ebola, Zika, and other things that are going on around the world. Or many times we find that there are other diseases as well, like malaria is there, you have AIDS. So all these things that are falling in the common interest of both these countries, this partnership is going to work on that thing. Apart from that, the areas in which they are specifically going to work is reproductive health, maternal health, newborn babies and child and adolescent health, and one of the most important thing, and I think this is going to be very beneficial for India, is the strengthening of health system. We are going to learn a lot in this area. When it comes to health system, we are going to learn a lot from Norway. Now, you might have observed this thing, that sustainable development goal is in news most of the time, and it is important because by 2030 we have to achieve this sustainable development goals. And the other thing is that if you observe our national policy, if you go through the bigger picture, then you will find that everything is aligned with this sustainable development goals. So again, this national health policy of 2017, which is termed as one of the most innovative, or you can say it is more sort of preventive health policy rather than curative one. It is all about planning ahead and ensuring the health rather than just curing the disease. So this is a big change in the way India is looking towards health system. And dear friends, if you are belonging from any of these states, that is Jammu and Kashmir, Bihar, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, then you should keep this news. You should familiarize yourself very well with this thing, because at present this partnership, these initiatives are going to take place, or they are in some places like in Jammu and Kashmir, it is already working there. Right, so one more important thing. Coming back to Norway, we were talking about where Norway is. So here is the country of Norway, and let me show you a political map of Norway. This is Norway here, dear friends, and as you can see, there is a Norwegian Sea here. You have Atlantic Ocean, Barents Sea, and there are other items as well. You can clearly see that Sweden is a country that is sharing a very lengthy border with this country. You can also see that Finland and Russian federations are also, this country of Russian Federation and Finland, both these countries are sharing its border with this country called Norway. Now, the other thing that you will like to observe, I'm going to show you a bigger picture, and of course you can spend more time with this thing. And Scandinavian mountains are located here, and that is one of the reasons why this part of the world is known as Scandinavian countries. The other thing is, if you observe their coastline, then you find them, they are quite indented, right? Basically that means they have very small gaps here. You can see it is all gaps, isn't it? And this is happening because of the long sort of continuous you can say the ocean water is continuously hitting this coastline, and because of that they have developed this sort of coastal area, and this is beneficial in fact for their ports and harbor. So this is the thing. You can look at North Sea here and do spend some time, and you will find some other things as well. Right, so moving on, dear friends, another news. This one is a good news from Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Now basically, just a second, let me get the pen for myself. Right, so basically this good news is all about coming from infant mortality rate have declined in last year. Say for example, when we compare the data of 2016 and 2015, then we find that every 1000 live birth 37 used to pass away, but now it has dropped down to 34, which is a good, this is brilliant, because we are talking about average year of our country. And you know that it is very difficult to reduce, or when it comes to this sort of diseases and IMR, it is very difficult to reduce even a single point. But we have managed to achieve a 3-point decline. That turns out to be 8%. Right, so it is a good sign. Apart from that, Beti Bachao Beti Padhao Andolan is doing absolutely well. We know what it is all about, female foeticide, stopping female foeticide, and the other thing is that states like Haryana were infamous for this thing, but after this BBP, this whole Beti Bachao Beti Padhao Andolan, or you can say this mission, after that even states like Haryana are quite doing well, and this is clearly visible from national report and national figures that are coming out, that the difference between male and female IMR has now reduced to less than 10%, which is a very good sign. So in general, you can say that the efforts that government is taking is showing its result. It has started yielding dividends. So this were the two news in context of health or health sector. Now coming on to another interesting topic, and this I'm sure will be cherished by many of you because it is directly associated with Indian Administrative Service. The Trainee Officer 92nd Foundation course was addressed by Home Minister as well as Smriti Irani ji as well. She is INB Minister, Information and Broadcasting Minister. So both these dignitaries, they addressed the new trainees, and seriously, I hope next year or maybe year after that, many of you would be over there and you'd be thinking about, or you'd be recalling this conversation that we used to discuss this thing a couple of years ago, and now we are here listening to Home Minister or INB Minister. So best wishes for that, and you should daydream a little bit about this thing. That will keep you motivated. What they have said is interesting, and this is directly important for your syllabus. If you go through your syllabus and if you go through your past papers, then you will find that questions regarding civil services are asked every year, isn't it? So here as well, when Home Minister is addressing trainees, then you will find many bits and pieces that you can use for your overall understanding as well as answer writing. So he has said that you should not postpone. When I said you, I mean to say that an IAS officer, right, he's indicating this, or he's telling this trainees that you should not postpone any of problems that have been presented to you by any poor people or downtrodden people. Apart from that, he said that rather than focusing on your individual-centric career, you should focus about how, or you should try to find out ways through which you can strengthen the whole system. Regarding ego, he has said shared some good points, and this could be utilized by you in your general studies 4 paper. What he said, that he said ego is like a decimal point. Very important, very nice, in fact, example. It is brilliant that he's saying that ego is like a decimal point. If you keep your ego like in front of you, then you're going to reduce it. It will reduce your value. But if you keep it behind, right underneath your feet, then it is going to increase your value. Apart from that, the things that he said regarding moral values and things like that will help you a lot in your GS4 paper. Now Smriti Irani ji, she has instructed or she has expressed that IAS officer or bureaucrats should be sensitive particularly towards underprivileged people, and she has also emphasized this trainee officers to embrace technology as much as possible, through which delivery of services can become more efficient and effective. Apart from that, she has also talked about best practices, and this is another good example for your mains understanding, and it is that public sector. Now public sector, one strengthful point of public sector is that it is for the welfare of the people, isn't it? And when we talk about private sector, the good thing is that decision making is quick and things are done more professionally. So when you synergize, when you take bits and pieces, when you take good points from public sector and when you take good points from private sector, and if you are an officer, if you implement, if the way you work, the things that you are doing, if public services is at its core, but the way you are executing it, or the speed and the professionalism through which you are executing, if it is matching private sector, then you would be doing, the results would be outstanding. Apart from that, a couple of days ago there was a discussion regarding modernization of police force, and we know that cabinet has allocated 25,000 crore rupees for next 3 years, and much emphasis has been given to communication technology. And we are seeing new things are being implemented. Now here is a small example of e-prison, and e-prison is basically about connecting courts, police, jails and prosecution. All these different bodies of criminal justice system will come on a single platform, and information sharing will be very quick, and it would be effective as well. Like courts will be able to know if there is any sort of if there is a criminal in front of a court, then they would be able to know their his or her whole background, so the decision can be taken in that sense. Apart from that, CCTNS is also talked about, and it is about crime and criminal tracking network system. The good thing about it is that FIRs will now become digital. The traditional handwriting thing will be out of date now, and the police data will also come, it will become online, right? It will be digitized. So in this way, things and processes will be simplified. The other thing that is important here, and it is regarding terrorism and left-wing extremism area. Now 10,000 crore rupees have been allocated for this two problems of national security. One is terrorism, and the second one is of course this left-wing extremism, and government is looking for purchasing more helicopters, and with this they can know where this left-wing LWE people are, and it can be utilized in traffic management as well in urban setup. Apart from that, bulletproof vehicles, modern weapons and night visions, all these things are going to add, of course it will make our police system more modern, and we would be able to tackle this anti-development agenda of left-wing extremism as well with the help of new weapons and technologies. Forensic science and forensic facilities are going to boost up after the money that has been allotted and the vision that has been provided by the central government. Facilities for women is something that is in which we are lagging, and this should be sorted out, because if we have restrooms and other basic amenities for women police, then more and more women will opt for police services as their preferred choice of career. And apart from that, one of the most important thing is that freedom from political pressure is important. You can provide them all the technologies in the world, but if they are not able to use them, or if they are not able to take decisions, then it is going to be of no use. With this, dear friends, this is a question that was asked in 2016's mains examination. Now I will leave it on you guys. Go through the question, read it twice, thrice. If you don't understand, read it more than that time as well. It's fine. It happens many a times. Go through it and try to find out some of the answer or some of the bits and pieces that you can use in this sort of questions. As I told you, you will find this sort of questions every year because it is pertaining to civil services. I have other questions for you, regular ones, so help yourself with it. Don't forget to order this pen drive courses, and remember, you can download this lecture from our website. Subscribe, share, like, and don't forget to pass us your valuable comment as well as answers as well, right? Your answers, I would be eagerly waiting for your answers. With this, I would like to say goodbye to you for now. I'll see you also soon. Till then, enjoy your studies. Jai Hind. In this context, we are seeing new